I've been living in the United States for about 11 years and I've only gone home once. They've issued travel documentation for me that I haven't really used because there was COVID and it was really complicated and I've never felt safe traveling with just a travel document because there's really no guarantee you're going to be let back into the country. And I have a work permit that's good until 2030. So, it wasn't, the issues weren't terrible, but I was coming to a point where like, man, I really need to go home. My grandmother's getting older, time is passing by. I have accomplished some great things and I'm on the way to accomplish even more. But there's that aspect like, wait, hold a minute. I'm missing out on sponsorships from Serbia. That I would bring that money here, I would live here, I would spend it, here, some of it there as well. And obviously spending time with family, even though my parents have visas, they come and visit me. I physically need to go there, see the people, talk to people, make more connections, catch up with family. There's just so much that has happened and I haven't gotten a chance to come around it and celebrate it. And now UFC is going to Serbia, and there's no way I can wait and then go straight to the fight. That's gonna be an emotional wreck. Like I need to go there before. I need to talk to everybody, kind of calm down the situation, come back, get ready properly, and then go there and dominate again.
You mentioned the president, and correct me if I'm wrong, you have already been on the phone with him. It's good to have the perks that Dana talks with the president.
Yeah, I mentioned the president in the interview. I plead for help in the interview in the nicest way possible. I have utmost respect for president and the politicians and what they do. Um, so I know that, that's the only man that can help me. If there's anybody in the world that can help me, it's him. And I made that plea. And when as soon as I went back into the doctor's checkup right after the fight, they called me into the back office, and Dana was already on the phone, and he just turned on the speaker, and he's like, "Mr. President, he's right here." And for a second, I thought, okay, maybe he's gonna congratulate me, Dana. He's gonna congratulate me and maybe tell me, okay, you won a bonus, all the good stuff that come with winning a fight. But when he said, "Mr. President, he's here," I just froze. I could have expected anything but Mr. President to be on the phone, and I'm just like, what? I don't know what to say. I start stuttering, and Mr. President just went off like, "Congratulations, that was an amazing fight. You really pack some power. You pack a punch. This guy was a tough cookie, and you just knocked him out. Congratulations!" And I'm like, "Mr. President, I love you. We love you from Serbia. We always have. And your wife, the first lady, she's one of us. She's from Slovenia. That was all one country back in the day. It's absolutely amazing for you to, take time and to congratulate me. I thank you so much." And he's like, "You're good to travel, whatever you need. They're gonna let you through the gates like you're the president of the United States." And I'm like, "Oh, Mr. President, that is the most amazing thing I could have possibly heard." And yeah, I was just thanking him, and it was a short conversation, and Dana was just laughing, and I think, I don't know. I think people around there, everybody were kind of happy to see that kind of come to life, and I couldn't believe it. It took me so much to process the everything that happened. So I'm super thankful.
Any plans yet? How quick you want to try to go home now?
Well, as soon as they give me the green light, I'm gonna go just so I can get that initial emotional wreck out of the way. There's many friends I grew up with, many family members that are expecting me. And my mom and dad were just here like last month, so I see them often, and I'm very glad I'm able to do that. But my brother, I'm missing my brother. Like he's my pillar. Like he's the most important person in my life right now, and I really need to spend some time with him. So I'm excited about that.
What just the fact that the president watches you fight is amazing. I'm sure
Yeah.
just to have that to have a conversation. What would you say to the president if you had to got a chance to speak with him again?
What would I tell him? I mean, I would just thank you from the bottom of my heart. That would be like the main thing. And yeah, if he needs me at a White House, I'm gonna be ready for that as well. But yeah, I'm just super thankful now. I don't even know. You caught me off guard. Talking to a president is kind of scary. I don't know what I would say. I probably would freeze again, to be honest. I don't even. I would be like, "Miss President, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. Like I would just be very thankful. Like it is such a privilege to be able to, just have a word with him and for him to tell me that he watched my fight. It's so amazing, and yeah, he's been a f fight fan for a long time. I know of that, and I've read about it, and I know he's went to the boxing fights, and he was maybe whether or not he was a promoter or at least involved in some ways in boxing, and he's one of the first ones to embrace the UFC, and it's just amazing, to have him in our corner as a pillar like that.
Looking at the rankings here, you're number 12, which I'm sure is puts a smile on your face. Is there someone in mind, and is there a timeline when you want to get back in there?
Yeah, I mean, I called for Leon Edwards in Belgrade. That would be a good scrap. But honestly, I always was game for fighting, and I'll fight anybody, anytime, as long as I'm healthy. I'm past the point of my career where I'll take a fight unhealthy. It has to be, if I'm gonna be fight unhealthy, it has to be someone really, really big. But otherwise, I always try to stay healthy, focus on my wellness and health and train really hard and be prepared for whoever it is they put in front of me. But yeah, as of right now, the first name that came to my mind when I was thinking about the future was Leon Edwards. But obviously, there's many names that would make up a great fight, like Prates, like Gary, like um, JDM. Like there's so many guys, So we'll see. We'll see what the UFC kind of has in mind, and we'll kind of build from there. I'm gonna meet with my manager this Friday, and we'll have a little get together, talk, and have some food or whatnot, and see what the plan is for near future.
And the timing could work out that the White House could be a possibility.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. The only thing I would be concerned about is how much time I would have to prepare for Serbia's UFC. And I would assume they would need me more for Serbia than for the White House, even though a White House is such a historic, even Serbia is the first one in Serbia. So that's probably both of those are so historic that I don't know. I'd love to be part of both.
But for you, you probably never imagined that you can fight on a card in Serbia. So that would be
Yeah, I
pretty.
mean, I definitely could not imagine that. Just to leave as an immigrant as a kid, and I mean, I was 22 years old, and not really a kid, but from this perspective, a kid mentally and physically and emotionally, um, and to come back like that and bring the UFC home and possibly headline it. I mean, come on, that's a story right there. It's 600 bucks was in my pocket when I came to the country. To be exact, there was 1,000. I had to put 400 to a deposit in a place I stayed because that was a monthly rent, or for a room or whatever. So 600 I had left, and I got a job at Texas Roadhouse as a server. I went to a gym. I said I'd like to be a fighter. How can we make this happen? They said, well, we don't really do kickboxing here. Since I had some background in kickboxing, I told them. And they're like, we don't do a lot of kickboxing here. It's mostly MMA based, and we do a lot of jiu-jitsu and wrestling and that whatnot. I said, you know what, man, I'm not afraid. Like, I'm gonna learn. And we started slowly. And 5 years later, they call me, would you like to fight on Dana White Contender Series? Like, man, I was waiting on this. Of course I'm gonna want to fight. And again, 5 years later, now I'm top 15, 12th ranked, and gonna make my way towards the top 10 and top five and make that way towards the belt.